Leo, June 2017, with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. And that's for everyone who has their ascendant or sun or even the moon in the sign of Leo. And this is proving to be a more peaceful, easy month for almost most of the signs. There are no longer all those retrograde planets. Even Jupiter is turning direct, which is good news for everyone. And for Leo, that's in the third house. We're going to speak about that. Venus is in your house of career, helping you there. And there is one other position, Mars in the 12th house, will mention everything. So it's almost like the universe is giving us a break a little bit, making things go smoothly and easier until the next big event, which is the eclipse in Leo in August. But we'll speak about that in August. And the universe is giving you a breather now to prepare. But just to announce that in June, guys, I have my webinar all about Gemini, all about Taurus, all about Cancer. So if you want to participate in those, find the link here, and it's foundational course. You don't need to know any astrology, and we speak in depth about each of those three signs. It's every other week, basically. And those of you who want to understand the secret of the zodiac degrees, we have a webinar with Nicola Stojanovic. We'll look at degrees of murder, of disease, of death, of love, of wealth, of beauty, and how you can interpret the horoscope with the secret of degrees. Amazing information. You just need to know some basic astrology like houses and signs and the meaning of signs, but it's very easy, very clear. So I've prepared for you some really good webinars, guys, so you can go read reviews of previous ones and see if you want to join us. Anyway, what does June hold for Leos? Well, let's start with a little bit, with Mars. Mars is changing sign, and it's going into your 12th house till the middle of July. So for a month and a half, the whole of June, after the first week of June until the middle of July. And Mars is our energy. And when it's in the 12th house, the 12th house dissolves whatever planet is there. Mars is very physical, energetic, so you might feel like your energy levels are dropping down a little bit, and your motivation and drive and ambition is kind of becoming less accessible. The 12th house is this hidden house where we lose things, where we can't get in touch with that planet. And even if you, the motivations can come that you're having for the next month and a half from an invisible place almost. The things that you feel spurred on to do, you might feel very surprised while you're doing them, because they kind of come from the subconscious, the drive for doing anything. But when it comes to, go-getting, ambition, drive, Mars in the 12th house can feel a little bit less motivated. So what is it good for then? Well, it's a fantastic time to go on holiday, for example, to put action, which is Mars, in faraway places, away from where your 12th house rules, far away, exotic places, places of different cultures. It can be great time also to do some research. The 12th house is going behind the scenes, preparing for something, consolidating, kind of, because it disperses the physical energy so much, but you can use that energy to investigate, to research, to prepare, to to look around somehow. And the 12th house is also the house of charity. Go and do. The universe will probably ask you this month until the middle of July will place you in situations where you have to help someone. You might have to help your family, because Mars is in Cancer, the sign of family, or extended family, of close people that you consider. You might have to do some charity, or be like maybe you might have to do something behind the scenes, like that you don't get recognized for in your own home, which is Cancer, or something that you might have to for example, have to help someone. 12th house is charity, helping someone else, giving your energy away, like putting it for it to flow into the universe, because this is something that we have to gift. Whatever the 12th house is, it's a house of expenses. And if we don't consciously make expense of our energy by helping someone, you might help someone fix their house, or relocate, or move furniture around, which is Cancer themes, or might have to help your poorly old neighbor do something in her garden, or whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you don't consciously try and help someone with your energy, which is like expending your energy without expecting something to come back, then the universe can create certain expenses and put you in situations that you don't feel so happy to be in, where you have to put energy and give and expend some of your energy. So instead, try to collaborate with the universe. Do it consciously, do it with your own free will and desire, so you won't feel like you're being placed in an unpleasant situation where you're having to do something that you're not going to see results for, that you have to help someone you don't want, for example. So yeah, and 12th house is also hidden enemy, something behind our back. And Mars is a bit of a spiky planet. Mars is, especially be careful with youthful younger people, which is Mars, males in particular, who might, I'm not saying all Leos will have some youngster doing mischief behind their back or doing some problem, but still, just be a bit more careful. Don't get involved in gossip and intrigues yourself, because this will backfire. Mars has a way of coming back to bite you, and you want to avoid getting involved with any situations which are the negative side of Mars in the 12th house, which is getting in intrigues. Otherwise, they can create certain unpleasant situations. But don't worry, this happens once every 2.5 years. So it's not like something you've never experienced before. And if you're honest yourself, if you don't do something negative behind someone's back, ruining someone's reputation, or backbiting someone behind, doing something, hidden, mischievous, then the universe will manifest the more higher part of Mars. But just be careful from more younger people, from hidden enemies behind your back, and sometimes might even this can come even from family members in some way. But we're not here to make specific predictions, because for every person it will be very different according to their horoscope. I'm just giving general idea of how things are. So there might be some expenses, as I said, especially 12th house rules expenses. Cancer, there is expenses in regards to family. And you might do this by doing something for them, or something to do with home or property. Some expenses can come for that. But if you consciously do it and decide to expend some energy there, some resources or even money, this can compensate for it. Okay, now let's go to the better news. Venus, the planet of, and by the way, I forgot to say, Mars in the 12th house, you might feel like you're having a bit less energy, generally, or that you're putting energy into things that are self-sabotaging sometimes. 12th house is where we can self-sabotage ourselves with our actions. So that's why I warned you about what not to do. And hopefully you hear this advice and remember it when you start finding yourself in a similar situation. Then we have Venus, the planet of where things happen easy and more pleasantly to us, with more, where the universe helps us, basically, is in your 10th house in its own sign. So Venus is feeling very strong there and can give really good fruits and results in regards to your career and in regards to your social status. For example, you might be able to win on your side your boss, because 10th house rules authority figures, boss figures. You might improve a relationship with a boss or authority figure, someone important. Approach them diplomatically. You're gonna win them over with diplomacy, which is Venus. If you want to present some important projects to people in authority as well, which will improve your social status, now is the time to do it while Venus is helping in regards to your career. If you have any career which is connected to Venusian things, which is beauty, art, music, entertainment, good food, something to do with women, with fashion, with design of any sort, with massages, Venus rules all those things. Venus rules lots of other things, but I just can't remember now. Anything to do with beauty, with harmony, with negotiation, with diplomacy. You have a very good month career-wise, because Venus is very strong there in the sector of career and is helping you. And you might receive some good news from people in authority, or you might receive some good supports from somehow, like a helping hand in regards to your career, in regards to your career goals as well. So this is where the good things are happening. Okay, and you don't have to push for it. Venus is not a pushy planet. You almost can, you attract it, magnetize it towards yourself. Then we have Jupiter turning direct in your third house, Leos, which is in Libra, which means that any affairs of the third house, which might have become more complicated in the past few months, or which required more hard work, because retrograde planets are about hard work, once Jupiter starts turning direct, the winds of change will shift there, and you'll start seeing the resolution of complicated problems in regards to matters with relatives, third house rules relatives, with siblings, with teammates and workmates, third house rule those, with playmates or some friends, with certain contacts and associates. If there was something complicated, or if you had to work extra hard on something together, now you start seeing the results of that. And now you can probably find a good solution, a different solution, and the relationships with such people will change. Third house also rules trips and documents, arranging documents. So if there was some complication with arranging papers, documents, administrative work of any sort, any kind of commercial activities that you might have been preparing and working very hard on, which required the use of your mind a lot, writing, speaking. And third house naturally rules all commercial business activities as well, administrative activities. If they've been too, maybe requiring too much effort or too much energy, extra effort, now you start seeing the results of those things, maybe the results of, and it will continue to October. So gradually things improve in this third house with all such activities, and till the end of October, you should be seeing good results. Third house is also learning new skills. If you are perfecting some skill one while Jupiter was retrograde, now you might be asked to put it into action and to see the results of this, whatever new skill you are learning. Okay, and things start becoming easier, so to speak, when a planet moves directly, and more according to our expectations in regards to travel, in regards to papers, in regards to documents, commercial activities, administrative activities, relationships with those people that I mentioned. So yeah, maybe you'll get, gradually, maybe not everyone will feel this in in June, but you'll see that the winds are shifting there, and into October, you can benefit from Jupiter moving forward in this third house, bringing new opportunities in regard to all those things, bringing new associates, bringing new commercial projects, and blah, blah. I'm not going to repeat it too many times. So yeah, I enjoyed this more peaceful month, as I said. Yeah, the sun is also in Gemini, and Mercury is in Gemini, especially the middle 2 weeks of the month. Which for you, Gemini, for you, Leos, Gemini falls in your 11th house. So this will be also a month that is quite socially active, where you can, be out and about with people, that you can have important communications with friends or with like-minded people, or people from your network, that you can be quite active being in, in activities which are also connected to gains. So you might be, gains, 11th house rules gains and a recognition of some sort. So you can be, and these are two good planets there, the Sun and Mercury. So they allow things to move there. Mercury is moving direct. They allow you to have some advance forward in regards to such matters of gains and recognition of some sort. So yeah, mostly good news, Leos. If anything dramatic is happening in your life, very likely it will quickly resolve itself, or it might be coming from some other sign you might have. Say if you have, for example, your moon or your sun in Sagittarius, where Saturn is, there might be, or if you have planets in, in Cancer, where Mars is passing, there might be some shakeups a bit more this month, but generally for the sign of Leo, quite auspicious influences. So thank you so much. Come and join me for my webinars, or the one with Nicola on the 4th of June, The Secret of the Degrees, and I will see you next month.